in this particular module, we will be seeing how can we apply different conditional statements once we are done with the comparators. Now, what are conditional statements? Conditional statements in any programming language are the keywords or using which we can take different decisions. Now, here in Python, we have if, else if, and else. Using this, you can take your decisions and understand or make your program do whatever you want to do on the basis of the decision. Okay, so for that, let us try and understand how can we make different conditions. So let's start with if. Say if x is equals to y, then do print x, or whatever is the value of x, or let us change and define first values of x. X is 15 and say y is 17, and let's define this. And in the next line, if x is less than say y, print, we want to simply print that our value of x within quotes, I'll zoom this for you, and yeah, value of x in quotes is less than say value of y. Make sure that you use commas over here because other than that it will give you an error. Now let's run it. So you can see simple code, 15 is less than 17, that is true, therefore this is running. Now let us take one more variable as z and have z is equals to 20 over here. Now here what we'll do is we'll copy this code and now write if z is less than y. If z is less than y, then print z is less than y. Now is it true, but is z less than y, that is 20 less than 17? No, right? So it should not print this. So when we'll run this, you'll not get any kind of output. Simple, as simple as that. Okay, now this is for one condition. Now if you have some other condition, that is if less than this, then do this, otherwise do that. So that is else condition. So here you can use else as well, but syntactically please try to understand that this is colon over here. So this means that you need to use colon and then again a tab space ahead. So you don't need to use those curly braces like C or CPP to write that whatever you write over here is within the codes or anything of that sort. Okay. Now, if so we want to update this code. Same code we'll copy down, and if z is less than y, print z is less than y. Then we want an else statement colon. Now see, pay attention. I am writing this else again a tab space back because this is not within this loop. Okay, this is not within this loop. If I would have written this over here, this would have considered to be in if. If this is getting false, then what I want to do, therefore I am taking it back again, and then I want to print that z, and like I'll copy this print statement for you and write it over here and simply write z is greater than y, and I'll run this. Now you can see it is checking our value of z is 20 and our value of y is 17. So first it will check if 20 is less than 17 or not. If not, then it will go to else. If this is true, then it will print this. If this is false, then it will print this. As simple as that. Now we'll do one more thing. We'll define city as a variable, and in this particular city variable, let's have Delhi, and here let's just run it for once. Now we'll try to check and compare if city equals to say quotes Delhi. Let's give a colon over here and print in the next line that it's hot in Delhi. Okay, so if we'll run this, you'll get it's hot in Delhi. But yeah, it is hot in Delhi. Now if it is not Delhi, then I wanted to print that I don't know how the weather is. I do not know how the weather is in your city. Simple. So if, since we define our city variable as Delhi, it was comparing Delhi equals to Delhi. This was getting compared, therefore this was getting executed. That is, it sought in Delhi. And then if city was not Delhi, then it would have printed, I don't know how the weather is in your city. Now in the next line, what we'll do is we'll try to change this to say Mumbai and run it, and then again get this code over here and run it. So since now Mumbai double equals to Delhi, it's not true. Therefore it will print that I don't know how the weather is in your city. Now similarly, if we want to check for Mumbai as well and print that if the city is Mumbai, we want to print that it will rain today. So for that we have else if condition. That is, here we write it as elif. So when we'll run this, we simply need to enter over here, come back, elif, and give our next condition, that is city equals to quotes Mumbai, and colon is important. And here what do you want to prove if this, what do you want to print if this is true, that it will rain in Mumbai today, and we'll run this. So you can see, since our city variable was Mumbai, so first what will happen is this Mumbai would go over here. Mumbai is double equals to Delhi. It will check. If it is not equal, then it won't print this. Next it will check this Mumbai equals to Mumbai. It is true. Therefore it will print it will rain in Mumbai today. Else it will print I don't know how the weather is in your city. Now we'll simply copy this code and check if for what city you are checking. So for example, if we check Chennai, so Chennai is not there, we have not defined a condition for Chennai, right? So it should print I don't know how the weather is in your city, which is true. So this is how this different types of conditions are working, if, else if, and else. Now what you can do is, understanding this, you can make a simple code like for checking if the number is even or odd, if the number is anything, prime number or not. So I'll just give you a simple example to check if the number is even or odd. So for that, let us check a number L is equals to, say, let's take it 20. So for that, what we'll do is we'll take L is equals to 20 over here, run it, or else just take it over here. If, let us write n mod 2. What would be the remainder if the number is even? It should be 0, right? So if it is 0, then we'll print that n is even number. And we don't need this as capital, so n is a even number. Else, if the condition is false, what do we need to prove it? That n is odd number, right? Simple code. So n was 20, 20 mod 2, it would give remainder as 0, since the number is completely divisible by 2, double equals to 0, that will execute this condition. Similarly, now let us just copy this code and in the next line paste it and change the number to, say, 15, which is an odd number. So when we'll run this, it will give 15 is a odd number. Okay, so this is the form in which how you can give conditions and check for n number of variables. Now suppose I have a list of numbers and I want to check all of the numbers one by one and display that this number is even, this number is odd, something of that sort. So what I'll do is I'll have, say, a certain list L1 as a list, and in this, like, maybe I'm taking 12, 15, 22, 90, and say 44, 48, 48, and that's it. So these are the different numbers which I've defined, and now I want to check one by one each number, apply some kind of loop, and in every loop I want to check if the number is even or not, and print in the output should be that 12 is even, 15 is odd, 22 is even. Now what I'll suggest you is, before seeing the answer to this question, please pause down for a second and try it in your notebook. And if you are able to do it, very good, we are going in the right direction. If you are not able to do it, then you can continue with the code and see the answer. So I'll write this code for you. Now see, we'll have to apply this condition. So for, we'll have to take one number one by one, right? So for I in L1 colon, what would happen? Each number, the loop would run for the number of times the length is of L1. Now one number would come each number of time. Within that, we just want to check, give this particular condition. So what we'll do is, since this needs to be properly intended, so everything is inside for loop, this condition is inside if, this condition is inside else. Instead of this n, we'll check for I. So this is how the code should be. Let's try to run it and check. Since you are taking I as L1, so this is giving 15 is even, 15 is odd, that's it. So why is 15 coming over there in picture? Let's just try to cut this and write print of I. So you can see I number is changing. That was pretty correct. Now if I mod 2 is equals to 0, okay, yeah, this also needs to be changed because we want to print the number I, not 15. So that n was coming because of that. Perfect. So for I in L1, first time it would be 12. 12 would go over here, 12 mod 2, it would check. If this is 0, then it would print 12 is even, this won't execute. Again the loop would go, 12 would become 15, 15 would go over here, this is false, else this will print 15 is odd number. Next, all the numbers are even, so it will print even numbers. Now let us take one odd number over here as 91. Yep, we'll be getting the 91 as odd number. Our code is working fine. Similarly, now I'll request you to please go on and try all the different sort of programs based on Python general to get a hands-on over your programming language, Python. Now we are done with loops, conditional statements. Now only the thing is left in your core Python is functions. How do we define functions? So in the next video, we'll be seeing how do we write functions, by default function, user defined function, as well as function using lambda keyword. Thank you so much.